Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to Daily's 2A News. Today we're going to talk about how Nevadans are fighting back against an unconstitutional red flag law. Now, we all know that red flag laws violate our rights. It's very open, it's very clear, it's very easy to see. It does not take a Harvard education to see that it violates our Second Amendment rights, and it does not allow for due process. But for some reason, our politicians just don't see it that way. They're either woefully ignorant or they just choose to trample on the Constitution in order to achieve their agenda. And so this is happening all across the country. Well, in Nevada, the Nevadans Citizens Action League has filed a lawsuit against this red flag law, and they filed for an injunction. Now, what's interesting here is they actually have a very good chance at winning their case, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. It has to do with a recent ruling back in September of 2019 by the Nevada Supreme Court. Now, another major development is that multiple sheriffs from multiple counties in Nevada have signed on for this injunction. So now you have the support of large counties in the state of Nevada, or at least, not the counties themselves, but you have support from the sheriffs of these large counties actually attaching themselves now to this injunction, which gives it a better chance, or a better fighting chance. Now, when it comes to Clark County, which is where Las Vegas is located, is also a very big county, but when it comes to Clark County, the Clark County Sheriff has declined to comment. So now let's go ahead and talk about that Nevada Supreme Court ruling and why it's so important in getting the red flag law overturned and why it actually might help us out. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about why that Nevada Supreme Court ruling is so important to this case. Back in September, the Nevada Supreme Court ruled that misdemeanors are now to be tried by juries instead of a judge making a decision unilaterally. The reason that they made this decision is because crimes like domestic violence, which may be considered a misdemeanor, those crimes actually lead to the loss of somebody's Second Amendment right. The Nevada Supreme Court says if it is that serious or serious enough where somebody could lose their Second Amendment rights, they believed that that person was due a jury trial and not just a decision from a judge. A judge shouldn't unilaterally be able to convict somebody and have somebody lose their Second Amendment rights. And so they said there must be a jury trial for misdemeanors. And again, it kind of all stems from, those types of crimes, like the lower crimes that might still have somebody lose their Second Amendment rights. So you could see how that would help in the fight to overturn the red flag law, because that's exactly what happens in red flag laws. You have a judge who reads an affidavit and unilaterally makes a decision to take away somebody's Second Amendment rights. Well, if the Nevada Supreme Court says that something that important is requires a jury trial, then it should apply all the way across the board. If something is going to take away somebody's rights and is that big of a deal, then it should require a jury trial, which means that somebody should be able to get in front of a jury in order to argue both sides of the case, not just one side of the case. So again, a red flag law, somebody fills out an affidavit, files a form, fills it in with the court, the judge oversees it, he takes a look at it, and then he can decide whether or not to actually issue the red flag. So if the judge issues the red flag and somebody's Second Amendment rights are taken away, then you can see how it clearly violates that ruling by the Nevada Supreme Court. So again, that's kind of where they're going with this injunction, and I believe that based on that ruling, that there is actually a fighting chance to have it overturned here. So I'm really excited to see what happens. If we can overturn a red flag law here, then maybe that would be precedent for the rest of the country to maybe fight back against theirs. I don't know how each state law works when it comes to different misdemeanors and crimes that require somebody's firearms to be taken away from them. But still, I think that any good news is good news these days, and that's kind of something I wanted to come with you guys today, especially with all the bad news you've been seeing lately. I think that at least one step in the right direction here would be fantastic. So hopefully the Nevada Citizens Defense League will get a win in this one, and a win for everybody. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.